Madeline Thien is a Canadian novelist, and she was the first of her family actually born in Canada. She is, as a writer, and obviously as a consequence of this experience, very interested in both the narratives of diaspora and the experience of the war in Southeast Asia. Both her parents were Southeast Asian. Thien's written 4 books. The most recent of 2 both concern themselves with both immigration and war. The first is, which is actually her 3rd book, Certainty, tells the story of the Japanese occupation of Malaysia during the Second World War, and it's also a love story. Most recently, she's published Dogs at the Perimeter, which is a story of a young woman who had escaped from Cambodia during the Khmer Rouge and who has settled in Toronto, and one of her oldest friends, who is a man of Japanese descent whose brother had gone in the aftermath of the Khmer Rouge regime to help refugees. I think the thing that I find so fascinating about Thien as a writer is that she has both an incredible sense of history, but she tells the stories of history in ways that are different, obviously, from other of our visiting writers who are telling soldiers' stories, in that she is telling the stories of civilians, of children, of refugee workers, of the people who don't actually occupy positions of power and are often the most powerless in these situations. She also writes like a dream. She has an incredibly lyrical way of writing, and there's just something deeply sort of mesmerizing about the way she writes. I've thoroughly enjoyed reading her work, and I so look forward to listening to her talk about her own life and her fictions. It's also, as a sort of nice aside, to be able to bring her back to Australia, because there was a time in her parents' life when they lived here fleetingly, and so I feel we're offering her just a little bit of a glimpse back into her not too distant past.